Hello everybody and welcome to Hawkeye FX with your host Marcus Toombs on the 22nd of May 2017. As it's a Monday, I just want to look at the four major currency pairs, that is the US dollar, the yen, the pound and the euro for the forthcoming week. Now it's actually very light on the calendar this week. The major news items here: on Wednesday we have Bank of Canada interest rate decision and then the FOMC meeting minutes. On Thursday we had the GDP out of the UK, and on Friday the GDP out of the USA. So a very light calendar. There will always be political news items out of the US this week. Okay, so let's look at the daily Fatman here, and you can see we are expecting euro strength to continue this week, Japanese strength to continue this week, US dollar weakness and also pound weakness. If we have a look at the euro charts, we can see the euro is our strongest currency at the moment, and you can see the dots at the current live edge of the market are spaced out and nice and vertical, showing there's momentum in the euro at the moment. Looking at the Fatman, we can see the short term it's turned up for strength here, and on the weekly chart it's getting into a very strong position. So all eyes on the euro this week. The Japanese yen is turning down on the weekly, and if we look at the charts, we can see the yen has been very strong through the first half of the year and has just currently weakened, but during that weakness we're just having a pullback. Now we're just seeing how far this pullback will continue, and if it turns up on the 360 here, we think this strength will continue for the rest of the week before we come back in line with the weekly and see further yen weakness. If we look at the US dollar on the weekly chart, we are a little bit directionless, but with the political news going on, currently weakening, and as this turns down on the 360, we shall see this weakness continue. Okay, looking at the US dollar charts on the 480 minute, we can see that while it was strengthening, it's currently for the last 3 or 4 weeks it's been weakening, and against all of the 6 currencies, and that looks like it will continue for this week. Okay, to complete this analysis, we can see that the pound is turning down on the 6-hour charts, and we will see further weakness as it comes in line with the daily charts. This may also be enough to turn the weekly down to see a little bit more of a prolonged period of weakness before we resume pound strength. If we just look at this on the daily charts, you can see the pound is, having been so strong against all the currencies, is currently weakening against the yen, the euro and the commodities countries to a lesser extent. It is holding up well, and we did have a close above the all-important 1.3000 level last week against the US dollar, but that is also in part to do with the US dollar weakness. With the UK election just 2 weeks away, we can expect further uncertainty in the pound currency and potentially a much deeper pullback before we resume pound strength. Okay, I hope that helped, and wish you well for your training this week.